Let The first reason, ladies and gentlemen, why people die with their dreams is fear. Fear, F-E-A-R, that word stands for false evidence appearing real. Let's look at it from this perspective. Have you ever attended a conference, maybe a church meeting, and there a speech is given, and you feel like this speech has been prepared for you, and you feel like you want to change, you feel like you want to go to another level. You commit within yourself that you're going to be a different person, that you're going to change. As you leave that place promising yourself to be a changed man, as you're driving on the street alone, maybe you're in your sitting room alone, all of a sudden, your inner conversation kicks in with great fear. You start focusing on reasons why you can't do it. Has any of you ever committed to do something and then you start focusing on the reasons why you can't do it? Exactly, you understand what I'm talking about. It is fear that makes us procrastinate. Given my circumstance, I was in bondage with the fear for a very long time. I remember the first time I was elected as the chairman for Wilcott Foundation. I was invited to give a speech. I delivered my speech, and two of my friends that were in that conference, they called me and said, "Richard, that was an excellent speech, but we have something for you." They gave me a CD written on Mr. Jim Rohn. I went home and I listened to this speech for the first time. I listened the second time, I listened the third time, up to 5 times. It was exciting. And then I picked my phone and I called these friends of mine. How can I get more of these CDs? And they told me that that gentleman was called Jim Rohn, that I can go on his website, I can write to him, and he can start sending me these CDs. I immediately did that. I started writing to this gentleman, and I told him I wanted to become a motivational speaker. He was very excited. He wrote to me every single day of the week, sending me newspaper and sending me all the materials I needed, asking me how far have I gone. I immediately started speaking to different people, different organizations for free, just to gain the experience. I was very excited. Then time came when I learned that he was also an author. I wrote to him and said, Mr. Jim Rohn, I also want to write books. I said, well, go ahead, you can do it. So he kept on writing to me, asking me how far I've gone with my book. I was very excited and I started writing the first chapter, and I ran out of ideas. I started focusing reasons why people won't read my book. I said, now, Richard, you don't have a PhD, you don't have a master's, you don't have enough experience. Who's going to read the book? I kept on focusing on the reasons why people won't read my books. And I was doing a disservice to myself. And this kept me in bondage with the fear for a very long time. I spent so many years, until I said, finally I said, enough is enough. And I decided to write my book. And after writing this book, I decided to dedicate it to Mr. Jim Rohn and his company for the great and tremendous influence they had on my life. If it wasn't him, I would have remained procrastinating. So ladies and gentlemen, it is fear that will hold you behind from reaching your dreams. But all you need to do is to start right now and forget about what other people think about what you want to be. And when you do that, for sure, you will be able to overcome fear.
You need more from Richard Ryan? Visit www.richardryan.com or visit his blog, richardryan.blogspot.com, or contact him on Twitter, #RichardRyan, or you can call him on 0772-864-893 or 0759-570-804.